It's late, the lights are off, and something is wrong. You can't name it, you can't see it, but somewhere between closing your eyes and actually falling asleep, something shifts. A low humming unease settles into your chest. Your ears sharpen. Every small sound in the house becomes suddenly significant. The refrigerator hum, a car passing outside, something settling in the walls. You tell yourself it's nothing, but your body doesn't believe you. And here's the thing, your body is right. Not because there's something in the room, not because you watched something scary before bed, but because somewhere beneath every modern comfort you've surrounded yourself with, beneath the blankets and the locked doors and the electric light, your nervous system is running a program so old it predates language itself. Tonight, like every night of your life, your body is preparing for something that hasn't existed for 10,000 years, and it will never stop. Think about what night actually was for most of human history. Not dim, not quiet, not peaceful, dangerous. For roughly 300,000 years, the entire lifespan of our species before agriculture, before walls, before cities, darkness was the most lethal hours of every single day. The moment the sun dropped below the horizon, the balance of power shifted, and it shifted completely against you. The predators that hunted your ancestors, lions, leopards, hyenas, wild dogs, are not random in their timing. They are specifically, evolutionarily optimized to operate in darkness. Lions make over 70% of their kills at night. Leopards are almost entirely nocturnal hunters. Hyenas peak in activity in the hours between midnight and 4 a.m., the exact window your body still treats as the most dangerous hours of sleep. This wasn't occasional. This was every single night. For 300,000 years, the darkness reliably, consistently, repeatedly tried to kill the people you came from. And the ones who survived weren't the ones who relaxed after dark. They were the ones who couldn't. Here's what that actually did to your biology. Your body runs on a system called the circadian rhythm, your internal 24-hour clock. Most people think of this as a sleep schedule, a way your body knows when to feel tired. But that is a fraction of when it actually does. As daylight fades, your circadian system doesn't just prepare you for sleep, it prepares you for threat. Cortisol, your primary stress hormone, spikes measurably at dusk, not in the morning when you wake up, not randomly throughout the day, at dusk, specifically, reliably, every single evening. Neuroscientist Russell Foster at Oxford has spent decades mapping human circadian biology, and what his research reveals is striking. The evening cortisol spike is not a flaw in the system, it is a feature. It is your body shifting into a state of low-level vigilance as darkness arrives, tightening, listening, preparing. You felt this. You just called it something else. Anxiety, restlessness, the inability to wind down. It isn't modern, it's ancient. And it gets stranger. Your amygdala, the part of your brain that processes fear and threat, becomes measurably more active in low light conditions, even when there is zero actual threat present. Zero. This has been demonstrated in controlled studies. Researchers dim the lights in a room, and the amygdala responds, not because of what's in the room, because of the light level itself. Darkness to your brain is not a neutral condition. Darkness is a threat signal. It has always been a threat signal. And 10,000 years of sleeping in houses has not changed that. But here's where it gets fascinating. Historian Roger Ekirch spent over 20 years buried in pre-industrial historical records, diaries, court documents, medical texts, literature, and what he discovered reshaped everything we thought we understood about human sleep. For most of human history, people did not sleep in one continuous block. They slept in two, a first sleep lasting roughly 4 hours, then a period of quiet wakefulness lasting 1 to 2 hours, then a second sleep until morning. During that middle window, people were not anxious, they were alert. They talked quietly, they prayed, they checked on their children, they listened to the dark. And Ekirch's argument is that this two-sleep pattern isn't a historical quirk. It is the natural human sleep architecture.
The broken, fragmented, middle-of-the-night waking that millions of people experience right now and treat as insomnia, the lying awake at 2 a.m., alert and uneasy for no reason, that is not a disorder. That is your ancestral watch shift, your body waking up to check whether the camp is safe, whether the fire is still burning, whether something is moving in the dark beyond the light. The fire. Because fire changes everything. Anthropologist Dennis Sandgaith's research into early human fire use reveals something remarkable. The controlled use of fire by early humans wasn't primarily about warmth or cooking. Those came later. The first and most urgent function of fire was psychological. Fire was a boundary, a wall of light that the darkness couldn't cross. Everything inside the firelight was known. Everything outside it was not. Your ancestors didn't sit around the fire because it was cozy. They sat around the fire because outside the fire's reach, things were waiting, and they knew it. Here's what nobody tells you. The fear didn't go away when we built walls. It didn't dissolve when we invented electric light. It didn't leave when the predators disappeared from the places where most of us live. Your body never received the update. Every evening, as the light fades, your cortisol rises, your amygdala sharpens, your hearing becomes subtly more acute, your body temperature drops in preparation for sleep, but your threat detection systems remain partially online, listening, monitoring, sampling the environment for danger in a low, continuous loop that runs all night, every night, without your permission and without your awareness. Sleep researchers call this environmental monitoring during sleep. Your brain never fully disconnects from the outside world while you're unconscious. It maintains a thread of awareness specifically tuned to sudden sounds, changes in light, unfamiliar smells. This is not a feature of light sleep. It happens during deep sleep, too. Your brain is unconscious and still watching the dark. Think about what that means. You have never, not once in your entire life, fully let your guard down at night. You never could. Not because something is wrong with you, because everything is working exactly as it was designed. The people who fully relaxed in the dark didn't pass their genes forward. The darkness took them. So what do you do with this? You could fight it. Millions of people do. Sleep aids, white noise machines, blackout curtains, weighted blankets. The entire sleep industry is essentially a multi-billion-dollar attempt to talk your ancient nervous system out of doing its job. Or you could understand it. That low hum of unease you feel at night, that is not anxiety. That is 300,000 years of survival intelligence still running in your chest. Your insomnia is not a malfunction. It is your watch shift. Your middle-of-the-night alertness is not a disorder. It is the reason you exist. Every ancestor you have ever had survived the night. Every single one, through predators and darkness and cold and silence. Through nights that had no guarantee of a morning. They made it, and they handed you this. Not just their eyes and their hands and their face. They handed you their fear, because the fear was the tool that kept them alive long enough to become you. It's late, the lights are off, and something is wrong. Except now you know nothing is wrong. You are lying in the dark, and your body is doing what 300,000 years of human nights made it do. It is listening, it is watching, it is holding a thread of ancient vigilance on your behalf, without you having to ask. The darkness outside your window is the same darkness your ancestors sat beside fires to hold back. The unease in your chest is the same unease that kept someone alive on the African savanna long enough to become your great-great-grandmother. The alertness that won't let you sleep is the same alertness that once meant the difference between waking up and not. You are not broken. You are not anxious. You are ancient, and the night recognizes you.